Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Nisa. Today in this video we'll learn about the differences between British and American English at the levels of vocabulary, spelling and pronunciation. So let's get started. The English language has several variants. The English spoken in one country is differ from that of another. It is in this connection that we perceive many differences between British and American English. British English is the form of English used in the United Kingdom, which includes all English dialects used in the United Kingdom. And whereas American English is the form of English used in United States, which includes all English dialect used in United States. So now let's see the differences in vocabulary. American and British English sometimes have different words for the same thing. Here is sample list of such differences. In American English, they call elevator, and in British English we call it lift. Apartment, flat. Eraser, rubber. Truck, lorry. Cookie, biscuits. So now let us see the differences in spellings. In the early 18th century, English spelling was not standardized. Differences became noticeable after the publishing of influential dictionaries. Today's British English spelling follow, for the most part, those of Samuel Johnson's A Dictionary of English Language, which is published in 1755, and whereas many American English spellings follow Noah Webster's An American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828. Most words ending in an unstressed OUR in British English end with OR in American English. Let's see some examples. As you can see here in American English, COLOR, and here in the British English the spelling of color is COLOUR. British English followed OUR while Americans follow OR at the end. You can see other examples. Favor, here favor, FAVOUR, harbor, harbor, neighbor, neighbors, humor, humor. So clearly you can see the differences in these spellings. So although there are many differences in detailed aspects in the daily use in British and American English, they are similar to each other in most of the aspects. Therefore, they shall only be considered as different forms of the same language rather than two different languages. In addition, we cannot say which one is better or advanced. Any judgment or opinion that British English is better or worse than American English is only biased. But as a Indian users of English, we prepare ourselves for British English as a competitive English. So this all about introduction of differences in British and American English. Now we'll see the exercises that is given in degree 3rd sem. Exercises we'll see one by one each. So let us see the vocabulary exercise first. British and American English. What you have to do here, replace the American English words with British English words. So let's start it. In America, they call drapes, and in British English, we call curtains. For the same thing, we are having two different names. In America, they call drapes, and in curtains, we call in British English. The second one is elevator. In American English, we call elevator, while in British English called lift. Purse, change to handbag. Apartment, flat. Drugstore, chemist. Gas, petrol. Baggage, luggage. Semester, term. Cab, taxi. Closet, wardrobe. Now let us see the exercise 2, which is replace the British English words with American English words. Here in the textbook they have given one paragraph where the British English words are italics words, which you have to change to American English. Now let's see the first one. Car, we call car in British English, while in American English the same word is called as cab. In British English, we say cash point, whereas in American English it is called as ATM. Crossroads, intersection. Petrol, gasoline. Flyover, overpass. Trucks, lorry. Flat, apartment. Football, saucer. Now next let us see the exercise 3. Here you have to fill the blanks with appropriate words. Now in London you buy biscuits at the confectioners. In the US you buy the cookies. We call biscuits in London, in UK, and in US we say cookies. Now let us see the second one. In the US you take a cab, whereas in US you use a taxi. You take a taxi. Third one. In the UK you wear trousers, while in the US you wear pants. Now let's see the fourth one. In the US you plan to go on a vacation, while in the UK you go on holiday. The fifth one is you wait in a queue to board a bus in the UK, while in the US you wait in a line. Now let us see the sixth one. In the US, a period is put at the end of every sentence, while in the UK, a full stop is put at the end of every sentence. We say full stop in the UK language, that is British English. Now let us see the seventh one. In the UK, you click your photo, whereas in the US, you take your picture. Now let us see the eighth one. In the US, you talk on a cell phone, whereas in the UK, you talk on a mobile phone. Next, in the UK, school's timetable is displayed on the notice board, whereas in the US, schedule is displayed. Now let us see the last one. When there is a blackout in the UK, you light a torch, whereas in the US, you use a flashlight. Now next, the exercise 4. Here you have to identify the given words, whether they are British or American English. You have to give the alternative words. So let's start it. The first one is, have you seen the movie? In American English we call movies that released yesterday. So in British English we call cinema or film. Resume. In American English we call resume, whereas in British English we call curriculum vitae. Please submit your resume by tomorrow, whereas in British English we say please submit your curriculum vitae by tomorrow. Now let us see the third one. The janitor opened the room when we arrived. So janitor is the caretaker. We say caretaker in British English. Now let us see the fourth one. He asked me to call him tomorrow. Call him. To call, we say to ring in British English. Now let us see the fifth one. I am very fond of my motorcycle. In American English we say motorcycle, whereas in British English we say motorbike. Next, I have applied for my driving license. In American English we say driver's license, whereas in British English we say driving license. Next, I left my room key at the reception. We say reception in British English, whereas in American English we say front desk. In British English we call reception. Next, I displayed the poster on the notice board. In British English we say notice board, whereas in American English we say bulletin board. Next, his car bonnet was badly damaged in the accident. In British English we say bonnet, whereas in American English we say hood. Now let us see the last one. The parking lot was full. We say parking lot in British English, whereas car parking we use in American English. So this all about British and American English differences. I hope it would be helpful to you. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.